Hello YouTube, we're starting a special night here tonight. We're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. We've got preparation for a sun run. Now we're gonna release an actual video that's gonna detail the entire sun run and how to do a sun run if you're not very good at it. If you're like, you know, you're not very, well, not that you're not very good at NOITA, but if you've never done it or if you don't know how to do it, you're having a tough time. Part of what we're gonna show you here is a seed. Number one, a seed that is really good for this. Number two, what's on that seed, why this is a good seed, and what you can do to set up. And then later down the road when we make the big video, then it will show the actual like big boy steps that you have to take. We're going to get all the way through probably the parallel worlds, at least getting everything we need out of parallel worlds, breaking the reroll machines. We might not break the reroll machines tonight, but we'll at least start getting going on that. But the most important thing to see here will be number one, the seed. So now if you look here, we've got seed changer on. This is a mod that allows you to change your seed. So when you actually go to your options, if you have that mod activated, you can go here and you can put the seed number in. Now, if you feel like you're going to worry about it a little bit because like, oh, I don't want to have my mods on when I complete it. You know, I want to make sure it's all legit. I believe once you've got the run going, you can then shut that mod off and you should be good to go. So, and now another thing too, just to let you know, we are playing on the beta branch, or the beta branch if you're British, British beta branch. So slight differences here and there, but I've checked it out so far. It seems to be pretty much equivalent to what goes on the regular branch of it. And while we're going on, we're also going to have, I do have Twitch chat going, and I do have YouTube chat going. So if you hear me talking to people, it's just because I got some people in the community say, a 5-stream streak, that's nice. Hey, what's up, Laser? How you doing? You're freed now. Nice. Yeah, the beta fish. Oh, I used to have beta fish. I love beta fish. We used to have beta fish. We used to have Oscars. Well, one Oscar. A couple other types of cichlids. I forget which ones we had, but we had like a lot of like very punchy fish. They like to eat other fish. My brother used to drive my dad crazy. He hated it. He used to feed the little tiny baby minnows to his larger fish. My dad was like, I'm gonna make you return that fish. I'm gonna let that fish go free in the river. I don't want you feeding the fish to the other fish. I went scrap hunting earlier. I've been snatching metal all day. Oh my goodness. That is such a hard thing to do, man. That is a hard life. You joined the stream, but not answering me is crazy. Oh, okay. He ignored you all day. All right. So part of what I want to show you here, YouTube, is what this seed is. I'll show you the seed number. Nope, not there. We'll go back to options. We'll take a look at the seed number. We have 377707103. That is the seed number. What is so special about this seed? Well, let's put up some of the stuff that I have for you here. So I will put the seed number up on the screen. You can see it there. First thing I want to talk about is the perks that you can get on this seed. You will see that if we look on the left hand side of the screen, you'll see that where it says main world at the top, you'll notice that we have anything that's in a shield shape. We have the shield shapes are the resistances, right? Like the different resistances that we're going to get. If you see the number that's next to the side of it, like for instance, that first one, you can see there's fire resistance in there. That's after one reroll. So everything else is just plain. You don't have to do any rerolls on the perk machine. The only other reroll we have is on the Holy Mountain? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th Holy Mountain. You do have to do one reroll to get yourself stainless. Now there's one that we're missing out of this, and that's toxic, which you will get in the first parallel world you go to. The other great thing about this seed is tinker with wands everywhere. You can see every single thing that we get here is great, except for the very last one, which we'll leave and we won't touch. We can go and we can re-roll that later on. So we'll come back for that one. But one of the things that we will have to do is we're going to have to make sure that as we're going through the parallel worlds, we're going to have to drop the reroll machines out of the Holy Mountains, and we'll show you how to do that. One of the other things that you're going to run into is on this seed, unfortunately, one of the holy mountains does tend to get destroyed a lot. So you're going to end up having to fight magical Steves eventually. But hopefully we'll be so overpowered at that point that it won't matter. Okay, so those are the perks that we're going to get. We also have lively concoction, believe it or not, is doable on this. Unstable polymorphine, which you can find pretty easily. Blood and snow. Every single one of these is easy to find. So that means if you wanted to, you could make lively concoction, which is a healing potion. Great, right? Perfect. Exactly what we need. And if you wanted to do fungal shifts, you can manage the fungal shifts so that you can convert certain things into lively concoction. If you want to go that way, which you can, which is wonderful. It's a lot of fun and you can do it that way. We're not going to get into every single wand, but I will tell you that the Snowy Depths wand chamber is not really worth it except for the hollow eggs. If you want to do some hollow egg mischief, which is always pretty interesting. Like if you want to restart your run and throw some spells over, to your next guy, you can do that. I think you can, I forget what else you can do with these. You can like actually send hollow eggs into the next run. But anyway, we're not going to worry about that. These two wands are not really worth it. So you don't even have to go into the snow chamber. So the reason that this is so great is if you look, the first four holy mountains are all resistances. And then the next holy mountain is stainless armor. So you're practically almost completely 100% invulnerable by the end of this. Let's see. How do you make the liquid that turns stuff into gold? That's this alchemical precursor. You need hastium, chaotic polymorphine, and copper. This is your problem right here. Copper is relatively hard to get. Hastium would be, metza, not so hard to get. But the chaotic polymorphine as well would be a little bit of a difficult get. It wouldn't be quite as easy, but once you got it done, it would be relatively easy once you're done. But I don't tend to sweat gold as much as I do health. The other great thing on this seed is this seed has healing, it has digging, and like I said, it's got those great, wonderful perks. So this is almost like you could never find this type of run just randomly. So that's why sometimes it's important if you want to do a sun quest to have a dedicated seed for it. There's tons of other seeds you could search for, but I think this one makes a lot of sense because you're not going to have to worry about anything. So what we're doing tonight is we're just going to do a little bit more prep. We're going to go through and get a few more things, explore a few more areas, check out a few more things that we haven't done yet. And then we'll continue on, maybe even get to the parallel worlds at this point. Laser, you turn green. Look at that. 7 stream streak. Nice. Yeah. All right. Let's hop in and I'll show you what we got so far. You can take a look. We can see we've got the first 4, correct, right? And so from here, we will need to continue on. We just had to kill a Steve, which unfortunately tells us that the next 2 holy mountains were okay. We can kind of figure it out. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to tell you. Yes, we have, we also have, ambrosia. Lots and lots of ambrosia on this. So we already have 2 containers of ambrosia, so we're good to go. And we have black hole. We have healing. And we have spark bolt with double trigger. So we have a lot of great stuff on here. There's tons of wonderful things on this. There's also circle of acid, which is great. We have lots of damage up spells, which is awesome as well. So we're going to grab this damage up. We might also grab crit up. I think we'll grab crit up as well. We'll do that. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have a stellar wand to work with yet. We kind of have just Garbo wands. All right, so we're going to keep 2 of these. Burning Trail we don't need. Formation Pentagon, no. Formation that, no. Okay, these we need. What else don't we need here? Quadruple Scatter Spell. Ugh. Yeah, Formation, go. That can go. Keep this. Keep this. Don't need this. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. We don't need Return right now, but it's good to have around. But we have another damage spell here. We have reduce recharge time, and we have drill with timer. The only thing we don't have yet is we don't have mana. We don't have a extra mana. Chain spell. Chain spell's pretty darn good, especially when you're going to use it in league with that. All right, so let's throw the rest of these out. I doubt we're ever going to use them, so we'll just kind of keep them somewhere. Now here's the problem we run into. Like I said, we don't have a wand that's really good enough to carry us through jungle yet, so we're kind of screwed as far as that goes. Good news is, like I said, we've got a wand for digging, which is wonderful. Let's see if we can actually make... Yeah, we can't really make a damage wand out of it. We don't have enough space. This wand, let's try to take all this stuff out of here. Splitter bolt, I'm not going to worry about splitter bolt. We can get rid of that. Yeah, the healing bolts, I think we definitely want to keep on hand. What can we do with the other healing bolts? I guess we could leave them on one of these wands for now. Let's see, which one of these is better? Oh, that's right. We were going to use we're going to use one of these for something, right? Yeah, this one's pretty fast. I mean, technically, I guess we could... Well, how fast is this? Actually, this one's faster, isn't it? We switch up to this? No? Weird. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. Alright, let's do this. Here we go. Alright, back to here, I guess. Where is it? Here. Yeah, that one works better. We'll just stick with that one then. That's fine. So what are we going to do with this then? We're going to do this. Let's take a look. Until we can find like a slightly better wand. I mean, that can get us through a tiny bit. That's really not going to do much for us. All right, so now we were going to do about this. This is going to be... Yeah, we might as well keep this as our healing bolt one, then have plenty of space to put stuff in. All right, so we do need to go and check the weird spell room up in... what do you call it? We check the weird spell room up in EC base, off the side of EC base. Yeah, it's a shame that we got screwed on this holy mountain too. You know, I mean, we could technically do a restart on this, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, we already angered the gods. They're already mad with us. Steve already showed up once. You can't make him show up again. There is in the next parallel world, there's peace with gods, peace with the gods, so that's a good thing. We'll at least be able to get out of it in the next world. I don't remember exactly which parallel world it's in. Oh wait, did we lose our teleport? Oh shoot, right, we gotta go get our teleport wand back. Let's go back this way, actually. I forgot. We need our teleport wand. We need our tele wand. So we're going to leave... Which one? This one. Here. Now this is really strange. Where's the damage to this place? That is really weird. This was damaged before. All right, well. We'll go up this way. I wonder if it wouldn't have counted for angering the gods. Now I feel kind of bad. I feel like maybe we should have, if we had noticed that there was no damage, we could have snuck through. Oh well. No big deal. Yeah, we're gonna go back, find that teleport wand, because that's gonna be important. We need teleport. You need teleport, black hole, you need ambrosia to get to parallel worlds. Those are your big things. Our major problem, like I said, is going to be getting a decent enough one to deal with Steve. But you know what we also forgot? Nah, we'll just do it this way. What's everybody up to tonight? What are you guys doing? Anybody playing anything good? Anybody got any good games going on? I need a break from constant barrage of news updates. I was working on my bathroom too. That was another fun thing. Finding out that your bathroom has a hole in the floor. That's always awesome. Yeah, so basically what happened is maybe like 2 weeks ago, I've slept like crap all week, and I think my allergies are bothering me already. Feels like I have a cold, but I don't. Yeah, I can completely identify with that, especially last night. Last night was the worst, and finally the heat and the humidity has left, and I actually don't even have the air conditioner on in this room right now. It's amazing. One of the other reasons I couldn't stream was I had to constantly be running like 2 air conditioners in the rooms nearby, and it was too hot even with those air conditioners. And then that always makes the humming in the background. I cannot stand humming in the background of a stream. It just drives me nuts. So like, to me, it kind of feels bad to do it. That and the fact that, like I said, I had to fix the bathroom. So a couple weeks ago, we had kind of a serious clog in the WC, in the as they say in France, the water closet. So the potty was clogged, and it wasn't just clogged like in a normal way. Actually, there were 2 separate clog incidents. One was clogged just enough that you couldn't plunge it without losing all the water. Like, you do one plunge and all the water would disappear, because it was pretty much unclogged, but it was going really, really slow. So every time you plunged it, you had to like refill it with water. And you know, when you get into that, you have to like kind of plunge super hard, like just to get that last little bit of the clog out. Not being gross, because you know, that's just how it is. And so that got water on the floor. Then we had one that was so clogged that the water wouldn't go anywhere, which are even worse. And no matter how hard I plunged, the water was not even going slightly down. Like most clogs, if you've never had to unclog a toilet with a plunger, most clogs are kind of in the between those two, where there's a lot of water stuck in there, but as soon as you plunge maybe 2 or 3 times, you'll get most of the water out. And then you can gradually bring the water back in, or you can, my method for unclogging a really stuck toilet is to get a 5-gallon bucket, and you put scalding hot water in it, as hot as you can get it, and then you pour a bunch of dish liquid in it, dish soap. Like obviously not dishwasher like liquid. I'm talking about like the stuff that you would use in a pan, like to clean the dishes by hand. You put that in, don't make bubbles, just squirt it in. Just squirt it in so it's kind of free flowing. And then you very rapidly dump that water right down into it, like right to where it drains, and you pour it right in there almost as instantaneously as you can get. Usually that will jar the clog loose, but in that situation where the water wasn't going down at all, you can't do that. So I couldn't make the water disappear, so I couldn't add any hot water to it. So I was basically, my main method of quickly clearing wasn't going to work. So I was stuck with now I've got to really hyper plunge this thing. And again, when you have to plunge really hard, water is going to go everywhere. Tried my best to keep the water from getting everywhere. But of course, at a certain point, there was nothing I could do. There was just water, you know, and until I got the thing unclogged, there was no sense in really worrying too much about it. We had some, you know, we have emergency towels and paper towels that we use for certain things. So those were on hand, but that still left enough water. And then with the humidity, what happened is enough water and moisture got below the tiles right next to the front of the toilet. Enough of that water and humidity got in there to soak into the plywood subfloor below. And by soak into it, I mean there was a pretty good 3 foot by half a foot area that got soaked up. And then it bulged up. You know how, like, if you see a road that has frost underneath it, they call it a frost heave. It will like pump the road up like this. That's essentially what we had. We had a ridge line right in front, the Rocky Mountains right in front of the bowl. So, you know, I felt like I was John Elway, because I had my Super Bowl, my Rocky Mountains. It was great. Needless to say, when you get a bulge and it's a tile floor, that knocks all the tiles loose. And when you have all the tiles loose, that means more water is going to get into that area. That's going to cause more swelling, more damage, and then you're screwed. So you can't just leave that rotten wood there either. That damaged, water soaked, even once it's dry, that wood is no longer good. That wood is screwed. So it got down into the first top layer of the fabric of the plywood, because plywood is a bunch of plies together. It's like if you stack a bunch of paper on top of each other and glue it all together, you could make pretty strong paper. Well, that's what they do with plywood. They take very thin strips of almost particle board style wood, and then they stack them on top of each other, right? Or like, you know, cheap wood. They stack it on top of each other, glue it all together, press it down. You get plywood. Well, the very first of those layers was what got damaged. Thankfully, that was all that got damaged. So I was able to go in there and cut out all the water ruined bulging area of that. And it wasn't like I didn't have to replace a whole board. I didn't have to even cut through the whole board. I didn't even have to use replacement boards. I didn't have to use any wood. I was able to cut out the bad stuff and use wood filler underneath, which is a little risky, because if I don't completely seal that off perfectly, that stuff will probably swell as well and will cause the same exact problem. But we'll find out soon enough if it's gonna do that. So basically, yeah, I cut that area out. I got the wood filler in there. I got everything nice and leveled and cleaned out. And then I had all the tiles. Luckily, none of the tiles broke. I was able to pull up all the tiles that I needed to that were part of that area that got ruined. I was able to clean them out, lay them out exactly as they were when they were originally on the floor. I flipped them over so that the good part was facing down. I put them on a big cookie sheet, and then I made numbers on the back. On the back of every tile was numbers, row and column. Now, of course, they're all different shapes and sizes, so the rows and columns stuff was a little bit tough to understand, so I still had to keep them all laid out exactly as they went in, and then just gradually flip, put them in place, flip, put it in place, flip, put it in place. So that way, you know, I could make sure I put everything back the way it was, because once you put that mortar down, you got to work fast. You got to push. You gotta really, really move because you need to lay every single tile in that mortar section that you did. That way it can all set for 15. No, you don't set it for 15. You, what do? You get it. You get the first layer of mortar in there, and then you do like that scraped layer that has the lines in it. Then you do that layer. You give it like a half a minute to 2 minutes to set. And then you really got to move. You got to get all of them laid in 10 minutes is basically how it works. You want to do it in 5 minutes, but kind of get away with 10. Get them all laid out. And plus you have to make sure they're all nice and evenly spaced so that way when you grout them, they'll be fine. Anyway, so that was the first step. Got the tiles laid, and you guys saw the picture of that on Discord. And then I was able to grout it, which is a little bit easier. I've actually found out grouting is not as hard as I thought. Grout was the hard part. It's not. Doing the mortar and laying the tiles was the hardest part. And let me tell you, of course it was during the hottest freaking nights of the year. And you know I have a cat, so I had to keep the bathroom door shut, which meant I had to keep a window open, which meant that I wasn't getting air conditioning. I was getting stifling, hot, humid air. Oh, come on. Not this again. This is going to be bad, guys. This is going to be bad. This corrupts the world. I don't want to have to start this stupid run over. All right, let me check something. Usually this is when I have to update my driver. Which, let me tell you, never update your graphics driver in the middle of a stream. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to update my graphics driver in the middle of a stream. Don't care. Don't care, because if it screws up... Oh, you're kidding me. Who the F logged me out of NVIDIA? Yes, I know. All right, cool. Drivers. Close this. All right. Download the GeForce driver. That happens to you at Sex. I have used a save manager for this. There's a NOITA save manager. All right, let's do the installation. Hopefully this won't kill everything. Well, if it crashes the stream, at least YouTube, you got to see the seed and what's available on the seed. And obviously I hadn't done anything yet. I was just digging, so not a big deal. Hopefully it won't knock everything down. If it does, that's it. I'm off for tonight. I am not doing this tonight. I have no patience. Yes, it just zips up your game data. So it zips it as a backup though?
Sweet.
Thyran, thank you so much for that follow. Is it Thyran or Thiran? Thiran. Your stream brightens my day. Fantastic work. If I can kindly add me on Discord. Yeah, I was gonna say that kind of looks like spam. It kind of looks like a bot. You look like a bot, Thyran. Let's give it a second and see if it can reply. I want to see how smart these bots get. You don't do it. You don't do it.